Roll call.
Ms. Stotney? Ms. Garay?
Here.
Mr. Margraff?
Here.
Are there any conflict of interest statements? None? Okay, approval of the minutes of the meeting of December 31st, 2015. Did you have a chance to review those?
I recommend that we defer the reading of the minutes from the 31st of December.
I concur. Correspondence. Do you have any correspondence for the, is this under here? Okay. We have an appointment from Mayor McDermott to appoint Kevin Margraff to the Board of Public Works and Safety. His term will commence on January 1st. And that is our first matter of business, so we acknowledge the appointment of Kevin Margraff. Welcome aboard. Item B, we have a change order number 7 for the Wolf Lake and Forsyth Trail contract submitted for approval. This is not a change in any cost to the project. We are allowing them to have extra time to complete the project without having any penalties.
It's a change order, just extended time frame due to the fact of the mix design was changed by INDOT. So there's no cost involved.
No cost difference, okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? I recommend that we approve the change order.
I concur. And item C, request for advertising dates of January 8th, 2016 and January 15th, 2016 with a bid opening date of January 28th, 2016 for demolition. And we have, these are demolition bids for a number of properties. Chris, do you have anything on these?
We just need a date, that's all. We just need the date so that we can advertise for demolition.
Okay. I want to recommend that we approve the dates.
I recommend we approve the dates submitted.
I concur. We have correspondence received from Lieutenant Richard Hoyter requesting specialty pay for Sergeants Kelly Mickey and Anthony Ferrarini for completion of the state certification as emergency vehicle operations instructors with the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy submitted for approval. Yeah.
I recommend, again, we agree with the approval submitted by Lieutenant Richard Hoyter.
I concur. We have correspondence received from the Hammond Department of Environmental Management requesting approval for termination of the license agreement for property located at 6845 Calumet Avenue, submitted for approval. Do you have anything on that? Anybody here from Environmental Management? This is the Speedway. Nobody here from Environmental? I'll review the recommendation. We can, we'll come back to that one. Correspondence received from Gary Gleason, Director of Public Works, indicating residential parking signs are not warranted for the 800 block of Beaker. I believe we sent that to the Public Works Department at the last meeting because of a request from the councilman in that district. Do you want to recommend that we take no action due to Mr. Gleason's?
The reason why we didn't install it is usually we only install at residential parking when something's disrupting the neighborhood, and there's nothing over there, a grocery store, bar, something like that. There's nothing disrupting the neighborhood, so we rejected the sign.
I recommend that we approve Gary Gleason's request.
I concur. Item G, notice of violation regarding property located at 3935 Wabash.
We are requesting an affirmation of the removal of 2 illegal non-conforming bedrooms in the cellar of this rental property. The owner has complied with the removal and all of our requests in correcting any code violations, so the property is now in compliance. We're just asking that the board affirm our findings so that it can be recorded that no bedrooms will ever be able to be placed there again. So the owner has complied and removed them already, though.
Chris, anything on that one? I'd recommend to,
I recommend that we approve the findings from code enforcement.
I concur. Item H, notice of violation regarding property located at 217 142nd Street.
This property is a 2-unit property. Upon inspection, it was determined that the second floor of this property was illegal non-conforming use. No permits were ever pulled for its creation. However, due to the current living situation, there is a mother living in the second floor. Her daughter, who's a single mother with 3 kids, living in the first floor. Her ex-husband owns the property, so essentially they are occupying it as a single-family home. So we are requesting a deed restriction be signed for this property. That way, should the property ever change hands, or should the living conditions or situation change, that is when we'll request the removal of the second floor apartment. But due to its current living situation, being lived in as a single-family home by one family, we are willing to allow them to maintain that with provisional code upgrades, which they have performed. So we're just asking that a deed restriction be approved. That way when the property changes hands, then we'll get the removal of the second floor unit.
Okay, I'll recommend that we concur with code enforcement on the restriction of use of this property.
Thank you very much.
I concur.
Mr. President, we can go back to number, I'm sorry, we go back to letter, E, we do have to make sure environmental.
Item E, the correspondence received from Hammond Department of Environmental Management requesting approval for termination of the license agreement for property located at 6845 Calumet Avenue.
This is a license agreement for Speedway gas station. They terminated it?
It's to be terminated.
They've asked to be terminated. They're probably done with the work out there. Right, they've done a major revamp at that station. They've removed all the old storage tanks, put in new storage tanks, removed the contaminated soil, and put in new soil, which is sort of a Cadillac undertaking, and completely revamped it with everything from soil all the way to ADA compliance. So they no longer need to put wells in our street in order to monitor any contamination, because essentially it's been addressed.
I recommend that we accept environmental management's approval of termination of license agreement.
I concur. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Back to item I, rental registration hearing regarding property located at 223 Williams Street. Is anybody here from that property?
Morning.
Morning.
I was given a letter that I think I sent it back.
Can you state your name further?
Anthony Alexander.
Do you live at that property? So
Yes.
is it a rental unit?
Rental? I just rented it out October 5th this year.
So are you the renter or the owner?
I'm the owner.
You're the owner. So you're not living there now?
No, I live there.
You live there and you have a tenant?
Yeah, it's a 2-unit.
Okay.
Yeah, what I do have is that is, as of 10/27/14, it was a 3-unit. The property is not registered for 14 or 16, that's the issue. It's a 3-unit because there's one
I was confused with why they got it as a 3-unit. It's a 2-unit and an unfinished basement. So I was just confused about that as well.
I would like to start an inspection with you so we can verify what it is and that it is a safe 2-unit. Where the 3rd unit was, but that's been removed.
No problem.
You want us to,
Considering it's 14 and 15 and yes, the 3 units, maybe we should inspect it, make sure we verify what we're dealing with on the units.
so would you like us to set this for status at the
About 3 weeks,
3 weeks?
we verify.
Yeah, no problem.
You want to register for 3 units too.
Right, and also, because I had bought the property in 14, I was told that I didn't need to register until a tenant was in or something like that. And so when I did, I received a letter. Yeah, sure. Oh, sure.
Because you, if you rented it 1 day, you started renting in October, that's the problem, so you do have to register for that.
I still have to register for 14.
Yeah.
I mean, for 15, I mean.
15, because you were registered, you had attended in November and December.
Okay. Yeah, so when I actually went to go register it, it was a fee of $3,000 from the previous year of 2014. So they told me not to register, to wait till the hearing, which is today, before I could do anything else to bring the lease and everything. So when I did try to go register the tenant downstairs, I also showed them the letter that I received of a late fee of $3,000 from 2014. So that's when they told me that was a 3-unit, and I told them that I actually lived there, and I was the only person living there. So that's what brought this about, you know.
We have accommodations for a situation like that.
Yeah.
The property, one of the units is vacant, we can say it's vacant. After you get into the lease, you have 30 days to
Mhm.
come in and register.
Right.
So you fill out that paper, it's vacant, you get the lease, you have 30 days to come in and you're registered at that point. Usually you just register them all at the beginning of the year. At the same time, it's $3,000 because we've got 3 units and we want money to add it up. So we'd rather want to do an inspection, make sure we got 2 units, make sure we have 2 safe units.
Okay.
And then go from there.
No,
So we'll set it for status in 3 weeks, so January 28th, and then that'll give them time to inspect the property.
Sure.
We'll have you come back and bring all the same information, and we'll go through that with you then,
All
okay?
right, no problem.
We have a
I
recommendation to,
recommend that we set it for status January 28th, 16.
I concur.
The inspector will call you and set up.
Okay.
Item J, rental registration hearing regarding property located at 7138 Parish.
Mr. President, we have a new owner as of April the 3rd, 2012. Water is in tenant's name, and they've owned for 2012, 2014, 2015.
It's in the tenant's name.
The water is in the tenant's name, which is Deanne Beatty. The
Correct.
owner, as I have, is Michael Smith.
Correct, that's me.
All right, sir, how long has this property been a rental?
3 years now.
So what, 13, 14, 15? Or
Right.
14, 15?
13, 14, 15.
And have you ever registered it?
Yes, I have. I forgot to register last year, and I remembered at the end of the year, and I come in, and that's when they set the hearing up for me.
All right, so you registered 13, but not 14 or 15?
I do believe 13 and 14. I forgot to do it last year.
Do we have any record of that?
Notes to indicate that it was not registered for 14.
Was it registered for 13? It was for 13, okay.
I don't have any place calls for that location, it's not a problem property.
How many units are there, sir?
Excuse me?
How many units?
Just, it's a single-family dwelling home.
So we're looking at late 14 and 15,
Maybe $85 plus
any
any fees.
fees.
So just to understand the timeline, Cal, our records indicate 13 was registered. 14, Mr. Smith says yes, and we don't have any,
We don't have it registered for 14.
and 15, no.
No, I know, not 15.
This is general knowledge. Under this owner, it's only been registered one time.
Mhm.
Excuse me, doing it one. So it's only been registered for 15. You bought it in 12, correct?
Yes. records don't lie, so I might be wrong,
Rubber don't, and
okay, 'cause
All right, I recommend that we, $85 for, $80 for 14, $5 for 15, waive the late fee, I recommend.
I concur.
Can you give me the registered date when the meeting's over, or you can, we'll mail it to you? You also have to register.
can I do all that today after the meeting? Okay, I'll just wait, thank you.
Item K, amusement device submitted for approval. Okay, these are the amusement devices week of 1/4/16.
I recommend the approval of the application for amusement devices.
I concur. Item L, acknowledgement of disposal authorizations. These are from the Hammond Police Department. Looks like for 3 vehicles.
I recommend to accept the disposal authorizations from the police department.
I concur. Item M, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 6812 Jackson, amended, submitted for approval.
Madam President, this is a property that was on the demolition list. The owner had done a rehabilitation agreement. He has, I sent pictures. He is actually working on it. He just needs a little bit more time. The agreement he has expired at the end of the year. So we are just giving him a little bit more time until the end of the spring to finish the rest of the work. So I would just ask that the board approve it.
Do you want to set it for a status?
We'll just put it on the regular demolition rotation, so don't worry about it, it's fine.
I recommend we accept the rehabilitation agreement.
Concur. Item N, correspondence received requesting $743.10 from the 3rd District gaming money to be transferred to finalize the 2015 Sidewalk Repair Program. This is from Councilman Anthony Higgs, to Councilman Anthony Higgs from Jonathan Parker in the Engineering Department.
I recommend that we,
Signed off, so
I recommend that we accept the request.
I concur. Item 5, matters from other board members. Any? None. Item 6, matters from other department heads or their representatives.
I do have something, I do have an engineer here, what do you call that, no? Are you, yeah. Unless you're here to like bring candy or something. Okay, what do you? All right, I have something for 5217 Holman. Do you have anything you want to report?
I was waiting for Bill Hutton. He's running a little bit late right now, but he has a better report on the building itself. So
Meeting's almost over, so what do you know?
I know that there are panels that are missing. I was briefed on it yesterday, and I'm not sure the condition of the backing that's there right now, or how the panels were attached, but it's something that we would need to examine a little bit further.
So is there a date? Have the panels fallen off previously?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
excuse me, can I Dean Button, city engineer. Myself and the former city engineer on Monday took a look at the property. There are approximately 4 metal panels that have fallen off the building. And it appears that the building metal panels have also been reattached in the past. And it's our recommendation, provided that the property owner is agreeable, that this basically is a public safety risk that these panels could inadvertently come off the building and injure someone or damage property. So as long as we can get a confirmation from the property owner, we'd like to take an action to go ahead and try to re-secure the panels onto the building, just verify that those panels are not going to come off.
Mr. Hutton is bringing a report on.
Yeah, we were supposed to have it by now, but I'm just gonna have to go with what I have. I have photographs showing that there's panels falling off. I have photographs showing they've actually fallen into the street. As the entire building was once brick and probably looked nice and covered it over with those, which is stupid. And now this is falling off into the street.
I recommend that we accept the findings in the order from Ms. Cantor.
I concur. Any other matters from other department heads? Any new business? Any old business? Meeting open to the public?
Motion to adjourn.
Recommendation to adjourn.
Recommendation to adjourn.
Concur.